Going on to presentation number 6. This will be a little bit more of a bigger scale, and since it's a new build, correct, Mark? Yep, 2 new builds. So in this presentation, you get 2 in 1. Whoa! Mark really likes to put a challenge on himself. But he also has probably the best bio that was sent through. So I'm going to read it word for word, if you don't mind. Now, Mark was a terrible school student whose only passion was to play the drums in a band. He scraped into uni and became a high school design teacher. After 13 years, he decided to finally graduate with his year 12 students and go back to uni to study architecture. After learning the ropes, he started the Goodhouse bus as a vehicle to reach the Holy Grail, which you'll see today. Architecture that is sustainable and affordable. He has recently completed enclosing a section of his shed as a soundproof studio and will soon get his band back together. Can't wait. We'll also put an event on with his band to, raise some funds for ASBN then. So Mark will most likely be a rock star this time next year. Hope you guys are excited. Mark.
Okay, thank you. I'm reading. Designing and building a home that is environmentally sustainable or low energy is actually not rocket science. Doing it within a budget that doesn't exclude the majority of the population is the hard bit. At Goodhouse, we believe sustainable architecture is as much about balancing economics as it is about design. The whole Goodhouse design and construction process is systemised. This does 2 things. It streamlines the client-architect process, reducing fees. And 2, as our chosen builders are very familiar with our system, language and palette, it also decreases their risk significantly, resulting in great value construction price. Another very important element ensuring economic sustainability is the way we remain involved in the budget right through the process. We are able to offer a preliminary cost estimate at design stage. Ultimately, this means we can avoid that horrible meeting right at the end of the process where everyone falls off their chair when the tenders come in. We have Goodhouse 7 and Goodhouse 16 open for Sustainable House Day. Sylvia and Michael, Pam and Brian would not have ordinarily used an architect, and so were over the moon when they found Goodhouse to be a possibility. Goodhouse 7 is on a small odd-shaped block. Goodhouse 16 is on a lovely flat north-facing block. Each Goodhouse is designed to be as environmentally sustainable as possible for the site on which it is to be built. Therefore, each Goodhouse is different. It is designed to consider the orientation, solar access, shading, ventilation, all the stuff we've heard about that the site has to offer. It is also designed to suit the clients and the way they wish to live. Goodhouse 7 is a 150 square metre home for an early retiree couple, Pam and Brian, in Strathalbyn. This home is heated by wood fire with heat transfer ducting from living area to the other rooms. House is 100% rainwater, all wastewater is treated on site and all electricity is offset by PVs. Goodhouse 16 is a 200 square metre, basically rectangle with cutouts. The planning is quite simple with large visual access running through the middle of the living area. This whole facilitates a strong connection to the front and rear yards, maximising winter solar gain and creates a very light and bright living space. Heavily insulated and sealed internal thermal mass is crucial for passively moderating internal temperature. This thermal mass helps to store heat generated by the wood heater and passive solar access during winter, and soak up unwanted heat during summer, keeping internal spaces cooler. Quite simple. We use waffle pod slabs as standard, providing excellent insulation from the ground. This separation is fantastic, particularly when we spec hydronic underfloor heating, as it allows the slab to basically remain as a large independent heat bank, open only to the internal spaces, with slab edge insulation. We then polish the concrete as our standard living floor area. Goodhouse 7 is one of our early SIPS builds, structural insulated panels. Goodhouse have built 7 SIPS homes. These are great for a variety of reasons, for seal, for insulation, solidity, carbon footprint, etc. And they're sexy. There is so much to love about SIPS as a building system, and we look forward to the day when it becomes more mainstream in Australia and therefore more affordable. The other Goodhouse builds, including Goodhouse 16, uses our oversized timber frame external walling system. The R values and sealing are on par with our SIPS builds. Insulation and sealing is so important as we attempt to reduce the need for active heating and cooling, which are the big energy users in our homes. When tested, Goodhouse 16 was actually the tightest home we'd built and the tightest in SA at the time, not that it's a competition. The image on the left shows how far we had to open the 2.6 metre high door to replicate the leakiness of a standard new build in South Australia. And that's equal to 450 by 500 hole in the house. With such a highly insulated and sealed building envelope, managing the solar gain and shading is crucial, as any unwanted sun will have a big impact on the internal thermal comfort. We try to design for shade at equinox. Both photos show the winter condition. Goodhouse 16 northern windows and doors to the living areas are set at 2.6 high, meaning that the June 21 sun covers the whole depth of the living area. It's bathed in sun. And that heat is stored in the slab, kept inside the building envelope due to the tight seal and high levels of insulation, and then slowly released during the cooler night. I sent out an email to our Goodhouse family after winter solstice requesting some snaps of their living areas. All of our clients responded, which was lovely. The sun was amazing in each photo as expected, but what was truly delightful was to see these spaces being used for life. And that dog's got the best spot, hey? Just some images of Goodhouse 16 highlighting our typical external finishes and details. As previously mentioned, we do run with a palette of standard details and finishes that have been refined over the life of Goodhouse alongside our builders. We also have a fantastic team of suppliers, consultants and trades that we've worked very hard to gather. A system is only as good as its parts, and it really is very important that everyone working on the job understands what Goodhouse is delivering. On average, a carefully driven Goodhouse will use under 1/5 of the operational energy when compared to homes in the local area. Goodhouse 7 is very efficient, as you can see from the bills on the screen. Goodhouse 16 is still pretty new, and so I've included a snapshot of Goodhouse 7, which is another 191 square metre home in Littlehampton, which is running well under 10 kilowatt hours per day and is driven by a 1 kilowatt input heat pump for underfloor heating and hot water. So slide open your huge double glazed doors, spill out onto your spotted gum deck, sit back and enjoy some organically grown grapes as you watch your deciduous vine grow. And as this presentation turns seamlessly into a blatant sales pitch, Goodhouse is pleased to announce a very special offer. For a very limited time, we'll be organising a free rainbow with every home. So I'll be at Goodhouse 16. John Hughes, our practice manager, will be at Goodhouse 7 on Sunday. Looking forward to seeing some of you there.